Have you ever noticed that when you're really hitting it off with someone, you both end up sitting in the exact same way? Picture yourself sitting at a coffee shop with a friend. You lean forward, and a second later, they lean forward. You cross your right leg, suddenly, they cross their right leg. You take a sip of your drink, and they instinctively reach for theirs. I promise you, this is not a coincidence, and it's far more than just some fun, random quirk of human interaction. There is incredibly heavy biological machinery at work here. Our brains are literally hardwired to copy the people we feel a connection with. If you look at it from an evolutionary standpoint, early humans relied entirely on tight-knit pack dynamics just to survive. Being physically out of sync with your tribe, that meant you were an outsider. And being an outsider meant less access to resources and, well, less protection. So this automatic, subconscious response developed as a critical survival tool designed to strengthen social bonds and ensure we stayed aligned with our group.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the biology of isopraxis, or the cellular science of connection.
To really grasp the depth of this, we have to talk about isopraxis. That's the scientific term for this powerful biological tool of mirroring another person's behavior to establish rapport. Iso basically means same, and praxis means action, same action. And listen, this isn't just some clever psychological trick invented recently by corporate communication coaches. Not at all. Isopraxis is a deeply ingrained evolutionary mechanism. Long before we had complex spoken language, early hominids needed a way to signal to their tribe members that they were all on the same page. Whether a group was hunting or simply resting together, physical synchronization was literally the only way to prove you were safe to be around. If you mirrored the alpha's posture, you signaled submission and cooperation, effectively keeping the peace. This powerful, ancient report-building tool begins at a microscopic level, deep within the folds of your brain.
And that brings us to, honestly, one of the most incredible discoveries in modern neuroscience: mirror neurons. These are specialized brain cells that activate both when you perform an action and, here's the crazy part, when you observe someone else performing it. The discovery of this actually happened somewhat by accident in a lab in Parma, Italy back in the 1990s. Researchers were studying the motor cortex of macaque monkeys. They had these electrodes hooked up to a monkey's brain to record activity when it grabbed a peanut. But one day, a researcher walked into the room and just reached for a peanut himself. The monkey didn't move a single muscle, but the exact same neurons in its brain lit up like a Christmas tree just from watching the researcher. Think about that. If I reach out and grab an apple, a specific set of neurons fires in my motor cortex to make my hand move. But the magic is, if you simply watch me grab that apple, those exact same neurons fire in your brain even though your physical hand hasn't moved an inch. Your brain is mentally rehearsing the action it's witnessing. This right here is the absolute biological foundation of empathy.